In 1958, Elvis still weighed under 200 pounds. The bridge on the River Kwai ruled the box office, and kids suddenly worried Sputnik might be spying on their backyard adventures. Meanwhile, Ford Motor Company unveiled the most hyped car in its history, the Edsel. Promised to be a miracle of modern design, it was more than a car. It was supposed to be a revolution. This is the story of a chrome-plated dream that turned into an American punchline, of optimism, architecture, absurdity, and the car that launched 1,000 jokes. But to understand why the Edsel flopped so hard, we have to first understand the culture that created it. Los Angeles in the late 50s wasn't just a city, it was Tomorrowland with smog. Drive-through car washes looked like flying saucers. Gas stations resembled space stations. Diners, motels, and even bra stores were designed like they were about to blast off to Mars. Want breakfast? Drive to a restaurant shaped like a giant donut. Shopping for records? Head to a building that is a stack of records. This was the heyday of Googie architecture, a wild, neon-lit celebration of the Jet Age, born in LA and soon plastered across America. It screamed optimism, it oozed style. It had no chill whatsoever. At the center of this atomic age aesthetic was one thing everyone in post-war America adored: the car. Cars weren't just transportation, they were lifestyle, identity, and even romance on wheels. Ford knew that, and they wanted in, big time. Ford spent 2 years teasing it, promoting it like it was part Cadillac, part rocket ship, part magic. Carpet. Ads promised more you ideas. It was supposed to leapfrog GM's Buick, Oldsmobile, and Pontiac brands with power, style, and innovation. The Edsel debuted in 1957 as a 1958 model, and it turned heads. Just not in the way Ford hoped. Its now infamous horse-collar grille quickly earned comparisons not fit for polite company. The design was polarizing and not in a good way. One ad boldly declared, "The Edsel look is here to stay." It was in junkyards. Within a year, Ford had redesigned the grille. By 1960, they'd shrunk it to near invisibility, and just 3 years after its grand Hollywood-level debut, the Edsel was dead. But if there was one place where the Edsel almost made sense, it was Los Angeles. So we took a 1958 Edsel Ranger for a spin through the neon jungle of LA. Not our Edsel, of course. We rented one from a movie car supplier. Still, it roared to life like a champ, the 361 cubic inch V8 pumping out 400 lb-ft of torque. No power steering, no power brakes, just 2 tons of steel and a steering wheel the size of a manhole cover, making a 3-point turn in Beverly Hills. Felt like trying to wrestle a gorilla in a phone booth. We stopped for a dog at Tail O the Pup, a roadside stand shaped like a giant hot dog that Orson Welles used to frequent. Then we rolled past the Capitol Records building, a circular office tower supposedly not shaped like a stack of vinyl records. Sure, and the White House was designed to resemble a coffee mug. Our Edsel had push-button shifting, a horizontal rolling. Dome speedometer and enough chrome to blind a satellite. It was weird. It was bold. It belonged. Cruising through vintage LA, we hit all the mid-century marvels. The Formosa Cafe, a 1920s gem turned 50s Hollywood hotspot, frequented by real stars like Lana Turner and her not-so-lucky boyfriend, Johnny Stompanato. Barney's Beanery, a Route 66 roadhouse turned beatnik hangout where James Dean once nursed a beer and Janis Joplin ordered her last chili. And the gas stations, like Jack Colker's Union 76, with its massive swooping canopy and Jetsons-worthy design. If you ignore the 6-a-gallon price on premium, it still feels like 1958. And finally, Norm's Coffee Shop on La Cienega. Designed in 1957 by Googie legends Armette and Davis, it's all neon glass and space-age swagger. The Edsel looked like it belonged there, at least until a Tesla pulled in next to us. Part 5. What really killed the Edsel? 9. Isaka to 11. So what really killed the Edsel? Was it the design, the economy, the quality? Try corporate politics. Ford's grand plan involved 3 shared vehicle platforms across 5 brands. But things started falling apart when engineer Earl McPherson made the 1958 Lincoln a unibody design, syncing plans for a higher-end Mercury. Then came Robert McNamara, Ford executive and future Secretary of Defense. He hated the Edsel and quietly gutted its budget. One day after its launch, he was promoted to Group Vice President. Shortly after, Edsel's future was whittled down to a redesigned grille for 1960. In short, Ford didn't just abandon the Edsel, they sabotaged it. Author Thomas E. Bonsall nailed it in Disaster in Dearborn. If Ford Motor Company management wasn't willing to invest several years of effort in the Edsel, they didn't deserve to succeed. And that, my friends, was our time-traveling cruise through the glittering chrome neon lights and rocket-fin dreams of 1958 Los Angeles, a city that didn't just embrace the future, it wrapped it in fluorescent lights, tiki torches, and flying saucer car washes. The Ford Edsel may be remembered today as a failure, but in many ways it was the perfect symbol of its era. Bold, flashy, overpromised, and misunderstood. It wasn't just a car, it was a rolling monument to a moment in American history when optimism wasn't just a feeling, it was a marketing strategy. Sure, the Edsel flamed out fast, but not before leaving tire tracks all over the pop culture highway. And Googie architecture? Though most of it faded under the gray skies of the 1960s and beyond, its spirit lives on. Every time you walk into a retro diner with a slanted roof, sip coffee under a neon sign shaped like Saturn, or catch a classic flick on Hollywood Boulevard, you're tapping into the goofy, glorious hopefulness of mid-century America. A time when the future looked like a spaceship and coffee cost a dime. Today, that optimism still lingers in the corners of LA, if you know where to look. The Tail O the Pup, the Capitol Records Tower, Norm's Coffee Shop, they're not just places. They're living postcards from a time when we believed anything was possible, and style mattered just as much as substance. So next time you see a photo of the Edsel or drive past an old Googie building, don't just laugh at the quirks. Tip your cap, because these relics weren't just design experiments, they were dreams. And dreams, even the ones that stall out on the freeway of history, are what keep us moving forward. Thanks for riding shotgun on this nostalgic road trip. If you love this video and want more deep dives into automotive oddities, retro culture, or the stories behind the chrome, smash that like button, subscribe for more car culture content, and drop a comment sharing your favorite piece of 1950s design, car, building, or breakfast joint. Until next time, keep your tank full, your fins high, and your eyes on the open road. This is Bike and Car Saga, signing off from the driver's seat of history. Until next time, stay nostalgic, stay curious,